So I've been using the Pixel 4a for about a month now. Is this the perfect budget smartphone for you? Let's talk about it. If you're looking for tech reviews that give you the information that you actually care about, then hit that subscribe button and be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Let me start off this video by saying, if you're here to listen to a tech-filled review of the Pixel 4a, you might as well go ahead and skip this video and come back to my next one. I'll go ahead and leave a link to the specs down below if you really want to check them out. But this video is for the average consumer who's out there looking to see if this phone is worth $349. So what I like to talk about for smartphones, especially budget ones, are the things you actually care about. So I've dug up 5 things that most people actually care about when it comes to buying a smartphone. When it comes to the outside of this phone, it's very basic. The back is made of a single piece of polycarbonate, aka really strong plastic, and the front glass on this phone is Corning Gorilla Glass 3, which is just a fancy word for really strong glass, but not unbreakable. Look, if you're prone to drops, just go ahead and buy a case for this phone and a screen protector, so your $349 phone doesn't become a $349 paperweight. But let's go ahead and talk about my experience with the phone. If you don't know already, I am an iPhone user, but over the years, I've been more and more impressed with how Android operating system has grown. Since Google developed Android, and this phone is from them, the experience is optimized since they built the phone around the operating system, much like Apple's able to do with their products. For example, I love the placement of the fingerprint sensor on the back of this phone. It's just a natural fit. I don't think it's ever failed to open right up. Now the screen is extremely bright and easy to use. General use like opening apps and moving around the screen couldn't be more smooth. I use it to check my emails, watch YouTube videos, Instagram, and Facebook occasionally. I didn't have any issues and felt like it was very responsive. This might be one of the most debated topics among phone users. The problem is we all have our own versions of what we consider a heavy user. Some look at their phone every few hours, make a couple phone calls, among other things, and then they end up finishing the end of the day with 50% battery, while others are on it every few minutes. Then they end up needing to charge in the middle of the afternoon. This phone has a decent sized battery in it. During my time using it, which could be considered battery draining, the results I got on average were about 5 hours of usage. This is added up through the day. So 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. is 14 hours. If you use your phone about 30 minutes every hour, your phone will probably end up needing charging around 7 or 8 o'clock that night, which is pretty good. Now again, that can vary based on which apps you're using. But I've tried a lot, and if you don't use it that much, your phone might actually last more than one day. If you don't know who Google is by now, you probably won't be buying a phone. The brand is very recognizable and a very big company, so a lot of things are split up. Their mobile side has some awesome customer service. Also, what's really cool about Google is they sell the phone directly on their site to you. Now, they even offer financing if that's something that you want to explore. The last time I checked, Verizon is selling the Pixel 4a, but for $379. If you use Verizon, don't buy it through them. That's a total BS ripoff. When it comes to the size of the phone, and I'm really sorry for saying this again, but it is personal. I mean, do you have big hands, medium, or small hands? Someone with big hands may not enjoy using this phone as much as, say, a larger phone. But normal size to smaller probably will be fine using this. The screen is very large compared to the actual size of the phone, coming in at 5.8 inches, so it's really nice when you're watching videos or maybe reading something. Now the phone also does have enough bezel, but not too much, so you're not going to accidentally feel like you're hitting the screen when you're doing something. Now before I get to the 5th point, there is one category that I do want to talk about, because people do need to hear it. For the price point, this phone produces pictures that can hang with some of the big boys. Considering these phones are commanding over $1,000, this phone punches well above its weight class. Is it perfect? Well, no, it's not perfect, but just don't compare it to these super priced phones. Alone, no one's gonna ask what cheap phone you used to take a picture. Now, I've done a few videos comparing this to other phones in the budget realm, and I think it did pretty well. So now for probably one of the most important parts that people care about when it comes to buying a phone. Now I've tried quite a few budget devices, and let's be honest, companies are trying harder and harder now to offer even more at a lower price. For $349, you get more than enough storage at 128 gigs, and free unlimited photo storage for Google Cloud if you want to use that. Now the other cool thing is Google has committed to giving this phone the newest software, security updates, and phone support till 2023. 3 years for a $349 phone? Yes, please. This is what I feel makes the phone so much more valuable over a ton of other budget phones. Between Apple and Google, they get it when it comes to offering support to the phone to make sure it's always operating smoothly. So I think it's pretty obvious what my answer is to this next question. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely. This is a no-brainer pickup for someone who doesn't want to spend a crap ton of money to pick up a phone. Some people do like larger phones, but your experience may differ. Now, if you want to see how the Pixel 4a matches up against other budget phones on the camera front, check out this playlist right here. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You guys take it easy and have a great day.